So. Bowmore, 12 years old.
Yeah.
Going smoky.
I
Yeah,
can't remember what it was now.
where'd you get it?
Morrison's.
Yeah.
I think it was about 23 quid down from about 38 or something like that.
23 quid.
Yeah, it was definitely sub 25. That's not very good, is it? See, this is because you don't turn up and we missed a week, so I can't remember anything.
Yeah, you were in Scotland.
No, you missed a week.
That was it me then?
Yeah. I've been back from Scotland over a week. You didn't come last week. You thought I'd gone to Scotland for...
Oh no, that was me.
It's £28 down from 40.
There you go, £28 down from 40. See?
28 quid.
Yeah.
It's a lovely colour, that though.
It is, isn't it? That's definitely a heavy night on the sauce.
That's like copper, isn't it?
That's...
Sun glinting off copper.
I'm going to doctors to get my kidneys checked, isn't it, that?
Wow. That's really ambery, isn't it? Nice.
It's not a distillery I know much about.
Bowmore. It's owned by Beam Suntory, the Japanese Beam Suntory.
Right.
Japanese company that own Jim Beam as well as Suntory.
Lemon and sweet heather honey and trademark peat smoke. You can smell the smoke. You can smell the smoke off your nose. And a long...
Actually, smell the heather and honey as well.
Heather?
Yeah, I can.
You been smoking them funny cigarettes again?
No, you know, if you're going to... Yeah. No, that doesn't happen. It sends my head funny. But,
Your head's already funny. You don't need sending any funnier.
If only you knew, Davey.
Oh, I would love to have a psychiatrist analyse you. You'll probably never see the light of day again afterwards, but...
What would be both in the same mental institute then?
Well, I'm perfectly normal, mate. I don't need to talking about it. Everyone else is fucked up.
Why? You're normal.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a big fan of sort of peaty, smoky whiskies, but I could have my nose in that a lot of times.
Here's a useless fact for you.
Okay.
That Bowmore is the home of the #1 vaults, the world's oldest Scotch maturation warehouse.
Is it? Very nice. Yeah, I must confess I don't drink a lot of smoky whiskey, so Bowmore wouldn't be one that I'd actually... I tend to stay away from, and I don't know why, because Lagavulin I really, really like.
Weirdo.
12 years old? Oh, they do put nonsense on. Reflecting the essence of Bowmore, thrashing waves, windswept landscapes, and generations of... What does that mean?
What does that mean? It's a shitty day. You don't really enjoy it, because if it's thrashing waves and windswept landscapes, I'd be inside fucking that all off.
You'd want to be on a... Fair enough on a beach, but really on a beach on a day like that? No, you wouldn't.
That sounds like round here the last couple of weeks.
It's been as bad as up ours. You wake up in the snow and 5 minutes later there's nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, we've got snow. And then,
No, we haven't. Yep. It's been very strange. Very, very strange. And obviously quite a large amount of water, though it's not been as bad as it has been.
you can't have much problem with flooding up here, can you?
Fields are bogged.
Down bottom. Yeah.
Ponds like brimming.
Nice.
But we've got ducks.
Yeah, I read your post, ducks.
We've got ducks.
A friend of mine had an owl in their chimney. She thought it was a pigeon, was going to leave it, and then she thought, I can't do that. Took the fireplace out in the chimney breast, and the owl pops out. Just sits there for a bit, shits on a carpet. And know the owl trust came and picked it up because she went, it's an owl! But an owl in your I would have been very excited by that.
At the moment we've got, 5 squirrels that come, but 3 that are regular. And then 5 pheasants.
Pheasants?
Yeah, we've got a family. So the chicks from this year are still sort of hanging around, aren't they?
Pheasants.
Last year, I think, yeah.
Sweet.
So we've got the original male pheasant and female, and then we think we worked it out that there's, at the chick batch, there was 1 male and 3 females. And the females seem to stay together, so they'll come up as a group and come and feed.
Males don't bother.
They
not stay with families, do they?
No, the original male's definitely very alone. The other male seems to starting to move away. And he came up initially with the others, and then he doesn't seem to be as much. We haven't seen the heron for ages. Oh, we got frog spawn as well.
You got a heron as well?
Yeah, we got a heron that comes as well.
What, for the pond?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Are we coming for frogs?
Yeah.
We've got frog spawn, which I thought was a bit early, but apparently it does start about this time.
February.
Yeah.
I've seen no frogs. It's too cold for frogs, aren't they? Hibernating.
Apparently it starts February, March, April, and everything should be done by April, as in all spawn laid and everything. Unless it's new. Could be new.
What's that red thing in garden?
Not red thing.
It's in that little tree. It's got a red tail.
It's a bird.
No, I know, but you do see some wildlife outside David's window.
What red thing?
It's got a red tail. See that little bush tree thing just by the fence? Got wall. There's one lone little bird in it. Black head, white body.
Oh,
red tail.
Yeah, I got you. Oh, I don't know. We do get woodpeckers and stuff, and then we get jays, the colourful versions of magpies.
And that could be a jay then.
No, the jay's on the floor down by the crow at the bottom of the other tree.
Right, look at that. I've not seen one of them either.
Yeah, that's a jay.
Very nice.
Anyway,
Welcome
to Whiskey in Nature today.
You'd have to have, if I could only show you the picture outside Dave's window. I can't for security reasons, obviously.
Security reasons.
Yeah, no one needs to know where you live. I tell you what, and I'll say I don't like smoky whiskies, but this is lovely.
It's not bad.
It's got. I pick up the honey and the heather.
Yeah, I speak up. I don't know about the heather. I think you've.
You know when you've gone into those shops that do wool and stuff, and they have heather and stuff. You can. It's quite a prolific smell. It does smell like that.
Really?
Yeah. It does. Potpourri then.
Potpourri, I haven't heard that in years. You can smell the smoke, definitely, and you can smell the sweetness of the honey. That's very evident.
Now, you know, the sort of medicinal flavours you get from that sort of smoky whiskies.
Yeah.
Just like Lefroy and stuff, yeah? Can't stand. Dislike intensely. This is just that underlying peat smoke.
It's not bad.
It's lovely.
It's very warming.
It does your
Done it. Yeah. Done it. You really feel it go through. What strength is it?
It's got to be only 40%.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
40 proof.
Yeah, it's 40.
It's your standard 12 from the distillery, so it'll be 40 proof. That's a complex old whiskey. The Dragon's Law we tested the time before.
It wasn't called that.
What?
No.
The Highland Park one?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Dragon Legend.
Oh, right. See, it was that forgettable that I forgot it. And I gave it straight to my son. I didn't even think, right, I'll keep it in my cupboard. I had a smell of it before I gave it to him, thinking, shouldn't I? And I just couldn't have it.
Funny thing is, when we were up in Edinburgh, we went to the bowmore whiskey bar, and I did do a video, and I will try and get it up. It's only a little 30-second thing. Now, the lad we were speaking to originally was one of the juniors, but their master whiskey guy came in that evening, or later on anyway. We were still there when he came in, and we got talking about investment balls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we got talking about the price. And he was in agreement that he felt that Highland Park had gone a bit too brandy and were trying to create collections out of everything they did. But he was saying that, because I said that, you know, you release a bottle of whiskey and you say you charge £70 for it.
Yeah.
And then it becomes popular because it's a limited edition. Next thing you know, it's £1,000 a bottle. I said, it's not £1,000 bottle of whiskey. And he made a very valid point about that. He said, but isn't it?
No.
He says, he says, think about it. He says, it's popular because it tastes nice. It's drunk because it tastes good. And so therefore people start to regard it as worth more because it's a flavour they desire.
But a lot of the whiskies that people are buying to invest, they'll never touch.
Yes, but generally they're popular because they're bought and tasted and enjoyed, and that's why they end up selling out.
So this 12-year-old,
but it's not a limited edition,
it's not, but a limited edition means they're not going to do much. They're only going to do a limited amount.
Which is why the value peaks so quickly, because it's a desirable whiskey to taste, not just for collectors. It says you've got to remember that the actual taste of the whiskey and how well the whiskey is regarded in taste is probably a bigger influence factor on driving price up than availability and just a collector's law is.
Well, all right, if you take
I thought you had a valid point.
I get his idea, but if you take one of my favourites, which is Hibiki, not the Harmony that they do at the moment, the other one. So I've had the 18 and the first Hibiki that was, I think it's a 12. Now they were, I think, the finest whiskies on the planet.
Well, how much is that 18? So,
you can't get it. I mean, it was, when I bought it, it was about 180 quid.
Yeah, I'd say it was up there, wasn't it? It was a decent price.
But A, you can't get it, or B, if you do get it, it's in well past three figures, and big three figures. We're talking 400-500. Now, that's a fantastic whiskey, but that's just demand outstripping production. They can't.
But it's also quality of whiskey.
But if you can do it for the first 12-year-old Hibiki, I got purely for the bottle, because the bottles are lovely. All right, sad, I know. But the whiskey itself was like, oh my God.
No,
40 quid you could have got that for all day long.
Well, same with the Harmony. The Harmony came out about that price. It's now sitting at about between 80 and 100, depending where you get it from.
Yeah. Now,
but
that's
that
about
price
scarceness, isn't it?
It is, but it's also about popularity because the drink is nice. If it tasted like a dog's arse, it wouldn't be popular, so therefore the scarcity wouldn't be coming into it, would it?
No.
If you make a limited production run of 500 bottles of a whiskey, but it tastes like licking the back end of a battery, then it's not going to sell, so it's not going to increase its value.
I disagree, because I think it would sell because it was a limited release, and the way whiskey...
I agree, there is a little bit of that snobbiness, and that's where I think Highland Park have gone wrong. They've started trying to go down that line and just devalued them a little bit, because now it's...
I think the difficult with whiskey is you've got something like this expression, which is the factory bog standard 12-year-old, and I would go out and buy this again with my own money.
This is very much a winter's eve to me, though. It's that very much sat in front of a fire.
No, yeah, hell yeah.
Type of whiskey.
You're cold on a night, you got your fire on, and you sit there and you go, ooh.
Yeah, this sounds odd, but I wouldn't look at it as
I don't think this sounds odd at all.
No, well, I mean, I wouldn't look at it as a drink that I'd get out for guests and for a social evening. It's more a settle down, relax, huddle up in front of the fire sort of drink.
I do think that whiskies depend on the weather.
Yeah, to a degree. Whereas, like a Vicky, I find that a very sociable drink. That's a very relaxed evening with friends talk type. This is more on your own, snuggled down in for the night.
Maybe this is our miserable bugger, but...
well, you've got no friends, so you can't socialise. But
I wouldn't.
The court order doesn't let you meet a lot of people either.
No, the restraining order is quite strict. But,
Yeah.
Hey, don't commit the crime.
People are watching this going, what the fuck?
Yeah, but if the only person I can spend time with David, that might tell you something, you know what I mean?
I'm a joy to be around. So, is that whiskey a bit strong, mate? You seem to be struggling a bit with it. I'll tell you one thing, that guy at the Balmoral, Jesus Christ, does he know his drinks?
Was he young?
No, there was one lad that was young and he was still quite knowledgeable, but the older guy, he wasn't old.
Young people annoy me when they know.
He's probably less than 40.
Was he?
And he had not just a knowledge of the 500 different bottles that they sell, but an in-depth knowledge of that, and also what was happening in the market, what was coming out, what was moving. He just purchased, I don't know what he said he purchased, he just paid £1,000 for a bottle though, that week. But he really knew his stuff.
I look at whiskey prices and I don't get them necessarily where... I bought a bottle of Canadian whiskey purely because it was an 18-year-old and it was under 40 quid. And I thought, never had it before. I'll see what Whiskey Exchange, I'll get one from them. 18-year-old. And it wasn't fantastic, but at 40 quid.
I would suspect it would be closer to a bourbon than it would be a whiskey.
No, surprisingly, no. Canadian whiskies and bourbons are completely different. So they're more like whiskies than... They haven't got the sort of... Well, yeah, they do smoky notes as well now. So...
Did you buy from that lass who I put you onto, by the way?
She's still... I'm haggling the prices for her.
Right, okay.
So... I don't have a judge of how much, so I'm not going to pay what they're going on auction websites, because...
No, I mean, I think she was selling the 1970s famous grouse. I think she was trying to get that for about 100 quid a bottle.
Yeah, no, I'm not going for grouse, I'm going for the other one that she's got.
I didn't see the other
It's
one. Well, I'll probably go buy that this week then.
I'll tell you what I did. I went to a whiskey shop or wine shop in Almondbury. You've been there.
Yeah, he's not bad then.
And the shop I get my whiskies from in Lindley, you go in, you pay the price, you don't feel like you can haggle. Went in there, you didn't need to haggle, he gave me a discount. He said, right, that'll be 10% off that. And I went, yeah, all right, thanks. I've never been in shop before, he just rocked up. And they're about £2 with the discount more than the Whiskey Exchange is selling. So why would you wait a couple of days or go through all that when you could go, thank you very much.
He has a nice selection as well.
He's got a quality selection.
And he's quite... You could literally go, if you were going in and buying 2 or 3, you use one of them, you could go, I'll give you 100 and God, for it, sort of thing, and not 20 quid off, and they'd probably go for it.
He was quality as well, oldish bloke.
Yeah. Knows his stuff as well.
Yeah. He got a Glen going. That was nice. That is nice.
Have you drunk it?
Yeah, I'm drinking it.
Got I mean, nice as it lasted 2.
No, I'm only having a glass a night, so I cut down.
Yeah, but that's a pint glass.
No, it's a little bit bigger than we poured here because I'm driving, but yeah, I'm going for the water of life, so it's going to keep me alive with this coronavirus.
Well, apparently, yeah, alcohol does kill the virus, so there you go. So there's another good reason to get pissed.
Should live forever?
No, hope not. Please don't. I can't think I can cope.
No, you'll be dead long before that. With all your heart and your relative medical condition.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. It's a butcher's dog, mate. Very old, knackered butcher's dog.
Yeah.
No, leave me alone. I'm doing all right.
No, you're looking healthier than you look.
I'm outlived what most people thought I would.
That is true, David.
You're lower down on the
I'm low down on death poll as well.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was number 1 for a while.
Oh, yeah. Well, Deadpool.
Deadpool.
In the bodybuilding circles, there's a bit of a Deadpool about people that they... I mean, obviously I don't look like a bodybuilder now because I'm fat and I'm not really. But at one point I was. And
those heady days.
Yes, when I was young. And they run a Deadpool about who they think's going to croak it first. And I was sort of number 2, number 1 for a while. I've dropped right down. In fact, I might even be out of the top 10 now.
Jesus. See?
See?
Proved them wrong. Another thing that you can say.
Never mind.
Deadpool.
Okay. Anyway, back to this whiskey.
This is everything it says on the label. Now, sometimes the label lies. They just do, yeah? This doesn't.
Sometimes.
Or they exaggerate for sales purposes.
Bollocks most of the time. Let's be straight.
This is a 12-year-old expression from Bowmore. It'll be the bog standard thing. You'll go into a supermarket and you'll go, oh, Bowmore, I'll have some of that. You'll very often, you won't get to see the 15-year-old, which is better than this because I've had that, but that's also crap loads of money as well. But this, you can smell the heather. You can get the honey. I mean, you can really get the honey.
Yeah, it's quite sweet. It's bordering on, you start to consider whether it's been sat in sherry cask, to be honest.
Yeah.
It is quite sweet.
It is, yeah. and it hasn't.
No.
You can. I also get the sort of fruity end of it, the oranges or lemons.
There's a bit of citrus in there. It's got a nice warm, and it continues down. It's not overly long on the palate, but it's long enough to remind you that you've had it.
But you really get that sort of...
It's a very winter warmer, though, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a really pleasant...
Sit in front of the fire.
After profile is that.
Yeah.
It is. I would be more than happy to drink.
If you were to describe it as a situation, it's sat in a log cabin with it looks right. It's sat in a log cabin with an open fire.
Right. This is skiing.
Yes.
In pick any place, but I'm going for Whistler. Big fat fire. All settee.
Why does it have to be a fat fire? Why can't it be a slim fire?
I'm remembering a holiday I had.
No, you're just against fat people, aren't you?
Fire.
You got a thing against fat people, haven't you? This is what it is, haven't you?
You're not fucking, what are you looking at me? Eh? Yeah, I hate fat people. Bastards.
Yeah.
When I lose,
that's our 7 viewers put off now because you said you hate them all.
Yeah, when I lose 3 stone. Our last one had 14 views.
Never.
I checked this morning.
14?
14 views.
Wow. Is that a record? Have you ever thought it's actually quite sad the two of us sat here drinking whiskey, talking bollocks, and nobody watching?
You say it's sad, but because I do not all else.
It's like a social club we've sort of developed, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like an old man's, meeting of the old fellas once a week.
You see, the thing is that folk only go to funerals nowadays to gather and meet people that they haven't seen for ages, yeah? Don't do that. Go to your mate's house and have a glass of whiskey. Even put it on YouTube. If 4 people watch it, it doesn't matter because it's about talking and communicating.
Yeah.
So when, you find me in a ditch somewhere, you'll go, I should have spent that last day with Simon. There you go.
No.
Oh, you put me in the ditch.
No, I put you in the ditch, yeah.
That's what that was, yeah.
I'll be kicking dirt over to make sure you don't come back. You're going to have another, right?
I'm just going to have a little, tiny.
Yeah, go on over there.
You want a tiny one?
That's enough. I've got work to do.
Yeah. Now that is an indicator of just how good that 12-year-old is.
It is pleasant, and it's very apt for the weather we've been receiving just recently.
It is.
Yes, definitely. Your ducks have come up looking for food, look.
You've already been fed.
No.
That keeps on giving that.
It does. Anyway, about coronavirus.
What, are we on Good Morning Britain?
I don't know.
Getting grilled.
Thoughts? I think we should add some more contemporary,
My thoughts.
Even a bit of old man rant, about how the youth of today is shit and all this sort of stuff.
Oh, don't get me started on that crap. We were talking this morning, when we were kids, and myself and my wife were talking that Corona, nice. I saw somewhere think that the sales of Corona lager have gone down.
About 30% or something.
Crap.
They've lost like 100 million in sales.
The world's gone barking mad. Yes, people are dying, and I get that, but people die of pneumonia as well.
But they've never give out an age.
Well, no, they have done.
Yeah, they've done a stat now, yeah. So apparently, basically, if you're over 15 and under 55, your percentage reliability of dying is about 0.02%.
Yeah.
But they've...
under 9.
Is it that low? Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've...
and it's just... I get what... I don't get what all the fuss is about.
Again, it's aggressive. I really do.
Is it?
I think it is quite aggressive in the way it spreads.
It's not like Ebola where your face and your skin melt.
No, but at the same time, this time of year, in excess of 1,000 people a week die of flu.
Which is my point. They're talking about closing schools. They're talking about closing this. And it's still the same target group that die of flu.
Youngest went to Italy skiing with school.
Yeah.
Right. She got back and the area they were at was designated as an outbreak. So the school was, actually her school's been, I think, quite sensible. Straight away, 5 kids were kept off school by the parents because of the fact that the school had been to Italy.
Yeah, which I get.
Most of the local schools in the area closed or had problems. There was one in Honley, which is the neighbouring school, kicking a big drama about self-isolation because they've got coronavirus and all this. They didn't have it.
Salandine, same thing. Someone had a cold.
Yeah, they've all come back with colds. Half our bloody school's got a cold at the moment, but they've not got coronavirus.
How many times do you fly on a plane to a hot country, you get off the plane, 1 day later you've got bloody cold sores everywhere and your nose is running?
Well, I don't know about cold sores everywhere. I don't know what you're doing on a plane, but definitely viral in stuff like cold and flu. Yeah.
My wife regularly gets off a plane, a day later she's got cold sores.
That's for kissing you, mate. That's all it is.
But I think because planes fucking just germ magnets.
It's a tin can full of farts and viruses. She, unfortunately, because her school's cheap, went on a coach. So there was 26 hours on a coach. So if anyone had got on that coach with anything, everybody's going to have it by the time they got off.
Yeah.
It's just...
a coach?
Yeah, 26-hour drive there.
I don't know, did we? When I was at school, I went skiing.
Yeah, we did. We went to Zalmzee in Switzerland and we were on a coach.
Yeah, we went there.
It seems to move with generations as to when... Because I didn't realise pretty much every school locally has gone to Italy skiing in that last school holiday.
They'll be all... Is it going to worry me? No. Is the amount of media coverage and everybody talking about what it is, yeah, it's bound to worry, yeah. But
there's been...
I'll tell you what annoys me is the way that smarmy bloody politicians look at the Chinese government as if they're monsters for closing whole provinces down, when actually what we should be doing is doing exactly the same thing and telling the people that they don't have a choice. We're talking about if it saves one person, close it down. But yet you've got British tourists going, oh, it's not fair, my human rights, I'm stuck in Tenerife. And it's like, shut up, just get a grip. If you were stuck in a bomb shelter during the World War II for 24 hours, you wouldn't have had the opportunity to whinge.
They would now.
But of course they would now, and it's like, oh, I've been stuck in a bomb shelter, it's my human
I've got no signal.
Yeah.
I mean, first thing, I've got no phone signal.
They'd go, what's your health and safety report say? And, human rights have been violated because you're in a tin can. A tin can that's going to save your life, you morons. It's just nonsense. But they have this really smug way of looking at it. We wouldn't do what China does. I agree that China should have restricted their growth population. I actually agree with that.
Do you actually think that do you think it's deliberate then?
I think it's easy if you look at America at the moment and Trump, and if you look at England and if you look at Brexit, that we have to, it was the Twin Towers the last time to take everybody's mind off all the shit that was happening, and now it's the coronavirus to take everybody's mind off all the shit that's happening. And then after it's done, and we've won, a few people casualties, obviously, yeah, but we've won and we've survived. It'll be fantastic job, Boris. Fantastic job. And I just think it's.
Do you think that coronavirus is a deliberate release, or do you think it's an accidental release, or do you just think it's a case of the politicians and the news media outlets are capitalising on it, to distract whatever else shit is going on?
I think that's absolutely the last one's true. I think the media hype around it is such.
No, I agree with the capitalisation of the media.
It's when you've got morons.
You mean the general public?
When you've got morons in the media that talk about it as if it's some zombie apocalypse.
Of course it is. Didn't you know?
And you sit there and go, look,
it's the T-virus from Resident Evil.
If I go out with a shotgun and start shooting folks thinking they've got colds and they'll turn into zombies,
don't do it again.
Can I have a get out of jail free card? The media terrified me. I was scared. He was coughing in my face. Boom! Yeah, that'd be a double barrel, I tell you. Boom! But yeah,
double tap.
Look, wash your hands. I'm a miserable bugger, so I don't know many folk anyway.
I say you've got no chance of correcting it. You don't see anybody.
I don't go to large gatherings.
You don't go to any gatherings.
Well, no, the Coven had to cancel the other week because...
You're not telling me your witch conference cancelled. Are you taking piss?
The witch friends cancelled because of coronavirus. It's a witch. No, I'm not. I think what he said was he missed the first letter off and said B instead of W, or W instead of B. Yeah. It's a wedge.
Yeah. Your physio said you shouldn't go anyway.
Actually, yeah, my physio turned around.
My doctor
From the
said
car crash,
cancel.
I've got to go to a physio every fucking week. It's a pain in the ass and a load of bollocks, and they're fucking useless. But they actually said, if you've been in contact with anyone that's travelled at all in any way, shape or form, do not attend your appointments.
Wow.
Which is why my doctor's appointment's been cancelled today.
Has it?
Yes.
Really?
And FIBO, which won't mean
There's
anything to
always
you.
been Italy.
She was in the category 2 area between category 1 and category 1.
Category
She
one and
was
category
between
one.
Livorno and Verona.
Right.
So
She was in a
Really?
high-risk area, technically.
I wash my hands on the
Yeah, no, wipe your feet as well. Way out.
so I got gel.
Yeah, but that's the other thing, I know. Have you seen the price of face masks? Some fuckers are making a fortune.
They don't work though, do they?
No.
Only if you have it.
They only work if you get the military grade biomass. The standard filter masks don't work. But,
It work if you've got a cold,
It's like this,
not to stop.
you know the
Oh, so you cough into the mask. You
Yeah.
go, right.
do you know the 79p hand gel sanitizers you get? They're about
Yes,
that.
I do.
Little.
Yeah, sell them at pound shop, Lidl and stuff.
How
like
much
that.
are they now? £2.
Online on eBay, it's £6.
$6.99 for one. Little.
People are morons. Yeah. Wash your hands.
I mean, we have to
Properly.
get it because of the company. So we buy it, but we buy it in 5 litre jugs now. You know, we get big 5 litre
Wow.
tins of alcohol sanitizer.
Yeah, but people are morons. They're not going to wash their hands. They don't wash their hands if they go and have a pee. And you go to any public toilet and you'll see some bloke come out of a public toilet.
Now, you got told you weren't allowed to do that anymore. Stand in public toilets and watch people having pees.
No. It said that I couldn't go in the camera.
Oh, right.
Not that I couldn't go in.
So you're not allowed to video it anymore.
Yeah, not allowed to video to it and edit to it. And then blackmail people. Blackmail's wrong, they said. I don't know.
I think it's just commercialism. I think they're restricting your right to successful business.
That's what I think. And if someone wants to pay me not to go public, then surely that's their right as a human being.
It is. I think that's
they're
a very
infringing their
good business
human rights.
plan. Yeah,
I think so.
I agree.
Pheasant.
Yeah, pheasant.
Is it Phil?
It's Phil. We have Phil the pheasant. We have Phyllis.
Nice.
We don't have a Philip.
We do have a Phyllis. Philosopher or whatever you call it.
Velocity
Philosophy.
and Philomena.
And Philomena.
Yeah.
And then 2 more that we haven't named.
I'll just sit with them too. Don't get it
We've
overboard.
got Philia.
We're a bit
The
sad in
young
this
one.
house, mate. We don't get out much.
What are you just telling me? Because I've got no friends and I've got no social life.
Yeah, but you have no friends. I have friends. I just don't choose to spend any time with them.
Oh, sad about that, dude. You should maybe go see your friends.
I'm unsociable. You're insociable. You don't have an ability to be sociable because you have no one to be sociable with.
Anyway, we're quarantined because of stupidity outside.
Why didn't you bloody ring me before I was coming over? Why didn't you stop me at the door and go, put a big X on your front door, I'm quarantined.
Bubonic plague.
Oh.
No. We're not quarantined from the coronavirus. We're just quarantined
From
from the
idiots.
stupids outside.
Nice. Yeah. Well, that's self-imposed, that.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you'd never go out if that was the case.
Okay. Who would have ever thought pheasant fight crow that pheasant would win?
I know.
There's plenty
Crows
of
are
feathers
nasty.
down there.
You know something? It's
That's nasty.
it's like watching a bottle of famous grouse walk around your garden.
It is. I get
Do you get a theme tune in your head every time you see one? Because what you do? Just can't help it, yeah.
It's a good-looking pheasant, that.
Every time he comes up, it's like a famous grouse advert.
I feel bad now because I used to go shooting with Paul every now and then. Not every now and then,
No,
but once, yeah.
That's
And,
well fed, that.
We used
I've
to
got
do.
a
We
few
used to go
loads.
grousing quite a lot.
I've never actually had. Don't think I've ever had pheasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a very gamey bird, though, isn't it? It is proper game. It's
It's just
proper
such a
dark meat.
ball, like taking the pellets out. It really annoys the crap out of me. It does. That's why venison's good. You shoot with a proper bullet.
Anyway, I think we've...
Sorry.
yes,
Anyway, let's
yeah.
go back because we've talked shit for too long. Look, Morrison's 27,
28.
28. That's a bargain, and that should be in anybody's cabinet if you enjoy whiskey. And even if you don't, I would hazard stick it in anyway because one of your friends might.
It's a nice. It is definitely a seasonal drink. That to me, that's definitely a winter's eve.
I don't know. It's late on a summer's eve.
No. I think it's too heavy for that. But I do think it's definitely a winter eve. I don't think that will be seeing the light of day after April.
Do you know?
No.
I think.
But it'll be coming back out the following November.
Yeah. Stick it in your cupboard. That's a bargain. Thank you very much.
And for this week's episode of Two Old Men Talking Bollocks,
we're done. Yee. I'm off to Morrison's.